Okay, cool. Do you guys see it?
Yeah.
Cool. Hi everyone, I'm Brian. I'm part of Saga's engineering team, and I'll be giving a quick demo of Saga's Cassio release. And as Rebecca mentioned, Cassio is Saga's first testnet, and it enables users to launch their own chains. In order to access and use Cassio, you would need to install something called the Saga CLI. So as you can see, I'm on the docs page, so docs.saga.xyz on the quick start guide. And we have a code snippet that works for Mac and Linux devices. For Windows, would be slightly different. But for the snippet, you can just copy and paste it into your terminal. And the only thing that you would need to update is the URL for the platform-specific binary. So you can get the URL for your platform-specific binary on the download page, where you'll see Mac OS, Linux, and Windows. So once this is installed, we need to configure the CLI with the correct endpoints. And I already have an installation, so I'll just run Saga CLI -- version. And you can see here, Saga CLI -- version, and you'll see that I have it installed. So once we have it installed, we'll need to configure it, and you can just copy this code block that contains the relevant commands, paste it into your terminal, and then run Saga CLI config to just see that the values have been updated. Great, so now we've already configured the CLI. Let's just check out the status of the components that we've added. So Saga CLI status. And we'll see that two of the major components, Saga Platform Chain and the controller, are both showing online, so that's good. And before we can get to launching a chainlet, we'll actually need some funds. And in order for us to get funds, we will need an address. And this can be done by generating a new key using this command. So Saga CLI keys add, and then you just enter in the name of your key. I'll just call it my key. And of course, this is a phrase that you should probably back up. But once you have this address after adding your key, you can just copy it, and go to the Saga portal. So portal.saga.xyz. And on the left-hand side, you'll see a token request form. What you want to do is paste your address there, enter an email to get a notification when your tokens get airdropped, and submit it. But I already have tokens, so I'm not going to press submit here. And the airdrop amount should be enough to run a chainlet on Cassio for about a month. So as I mentioned, I already have some tokens in my account. So let's just do Saga CLI account balance. And we'll see that I have a bunch of T-Saga. So I'm going to go ahead and launch a chainlet. So launch. So you'll see that this is a pretty long command. So let's just break it down really quickly. It takes a few arguments after the initial command. So Saga CLI, chainlet launch. And then we have Saga EVM and 1.0, which are associated with the chainlet stack that we're using, along with its version. And a chainlet stack is more or less a group of bundled software that's associated with a chainlet. And in Cassio, we support Saga EVM, which includes an EVM blockchain, along with secure endpoints for JSON, RPC, and WebSockets, as well as an Explorer. And here you can see we're also using version 1.0. The next the next argument that we have is the name of your chain or chainlet, or the name of whatever app that you're building. So I'm going to call this Forge Chain. You'll see that we have two other keyword arguments that we're using here. One of them is the Genesis account, and this is essentially your MetaMask address, followed by a colon, followed by the number of full tokens you would like to have when the chainlet launches. So this is already my address, and I have 100 million full tokens here. And the last is the denom, which is just the name of your token. So I'm just going to change this to 4. I'm going to press enter, and we'll see the full message details here, along with which RPC we're accessing and chain ID that for Saga Platform Chain. And I'm just going to click yes. And I should get a confirmation here. I can just double check this confirmation. Saga CLI, TX search, enter in the hash, and you'll see that this transaction went through. So let's go grab my chain ID somewhere. It's over here. So this is going to be my chain ID. What I can do now is do Saga CLI chainlet list to list my available chains. And you'll see that I have board chain and it's online, but I'm not sure if the RPCs are up yet. So let's just check that out. Saga CLI, chainlet APIs, followed by the chain ID. And it's not available yet, so it's still spinning up. So for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to go ahead and use another chainlet that's currently up. Let's use Subway. So Saga CLI, chainlet APIs, followed by Subway, yada, yada, chain ID. And you'll see that we have a few endpoints available. We have a JSON RPC, we have a WebSocket, and an Explorer. So I'm just going to go ahead and check out the Explorer here. And you'll see that some blocks have been produced and so there's been some transactions already. But what you can do, the easiest way to add this to MetaMask and start using it is just to click the button up here, add Subway, and I've already have added, but if you don't, then it's going to request to add it. And if you do, it's just going to ask you to go ahead and switch the network. And you can see that I already have a balance here. And yeah, it's already available in MetaMask. Let's just go back. I'm kind of curious to see if the other chain APIs are available, and they are. Cool. So let's just go here to the new Explorer. Let's add it to MetaMask, approve, switch network, and cool. Let's check out my tokens. And I have 1,000,004 tokens. Great. So let's just go ahead and launch a deploy some smart contracts. So for this, I'm going to be using Third Web. It's an interesting site that has pre-written contracts that you can easily deploy on any chain. So I'm going to go ahead and, okay, it looks like I'm already connected, but let's just go ahead and browse contracts. Let's do a token. And we can just click on deploy now. So let's just call this for token. And let's just do for. Let's give it a symbol. And let's also give it a description. So no FUD. And there's some more advanced configurations that you could add. For the sake of it, I'm just going to do a 4% platform fee. And I think I might need to add my network. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's add a network for chain. And let's copy the chain ID. So the chain ID would be this number here. It'll be the middle number between your chain name and the network version. And the currency symbol will be 4. And let's also add the RPC URL. So we can go down here, copy what's under JSON RPC, HTTPS, and add the network. Great, so now I'm able to deploy this. Let's click on deploy. It's going to ask me to sign a few transactions. And this might take a few seconds for it to load up. All right, looks like the first one is here. Confirm. All right, let's just try that one more time. That happens sometimes. Confirm. Awfully quiet while I'm waiting to click. And this is the third transaction that I am signing. And after all of this is done, we'll be adding it to our dashboard. So we're going to sign another transaction, but this one isn't necessarily submitted to the blockchain itself. It's just going to be used for indexing on the Third Web side. So this is just for indexing and showing it on your dashboard. So it looks like the contract has been deployed. I don't believe there are any tokens yet. So let's go check it out and mint some coins. So we have no total supply yet. So let's go to tokens and let's click mint. Let's do 100,000 tokens. Mint and confirm this transaction. So this is just going to be a standard ERC20 token, and that means I can also add it to MetaMask after I've minted these tokens. Great, so we'll see that the total supply is updated. I have all of the supply, so let's just check it out in our MetaMask really quickly. So assets, let's do an import and just paste the token address, and it found it immediately. Add the token, and it shows me my balance. And yeah, I guess that is a wrap. So just to go over everything we've done in this demo in the past 10-ish minutes, we've installed and configured our CLI to access Saga's Cassiopeia Testnet. We've acquired some tokens. We've launched a chainlet. We checked out the Explorer and added the chain directly to MetaMask. And we launched an ERC20 token, minted it, and added the token to MetaMask as well.